Everyone, welcome back to my channel Surviving Narcissism Together. Okay, so today we're going to be discussing flying monkeys. You would have heard me use this term in a couple of my videos. We're going to discuss that. We're going to get into that, why narcissists use them, and how do you protect yourself from them. So the term flying monkeys comes from The Wizard of Oz. So do you remember when the Wicked Witch turned the monkeys into doing her bidding and her dirty work? Well, in the world of narcissism, the flying monkeys is really a perfect metaphor to describe their friends, their families, even their co-workers who are often manipulated by the narcissist to carry out their agenda. Often they don't realize that they're being used. The narcissist really enables and uses them to report and attack you, who are the victim. This really is because, the narcissist, just as they love bomb us, they also love bomb the flying monkeys as well. That's just a thing with narcissism. They use people. So they love bomb the flying monkeys too by using maybe flattery and manipulation to gain their loyalty and control, so that no matter what you say, they're gonna stay with them. They're gonna stay in their corner. In my case, the flying monkeys were my exes, my covert narcissistic exes, family members, more so his cousins, that I was also friends with. So after the breakup, whatever I posted, they'd immediately screenshot, and they're so stupid that I'd see them screenshotting it and they wouldn't even realize that, but they'd screenshot it and report it back to the narcissist. They really cause a lot of harm. Even if the narcissist is the main abuser, the flying monkeys could be just as damaging. They spread lies, they gang up on you, which is what I felt that they were doing to me. They were ganging up on me. They would enforce the narcissist's twisted version of reality. Whether they're doing it out of ignorance, loyalty, or fear, they're enabling the abuse. And this is what makes them, I think, equally as terrible as a narcissist, because they're enabling it. The narcissist is one thing, but the people that are enabling them to carry out the damage, they're just as terrible. They really could know your entire truth and what the narcissist did to you, but they will always, and I promise you, they will always be in the narcissist's corner, just because they were manipulated that way. A lot of the times they take what you say about the narcissistic person personally. So if you say something bad about a narcissist, or maybe you said something about a narcissist that they felt was targeting him or her, the flying monkeys will take this personally and they blindly defend the narcissist. So you have to be really careful when it comes to them. In a narcissist's game, the flying monkeys spread misinformation by gossiping or telling lies to isolate you. As I was saying earlier, they gang up on you and they join the narcissist in attacking you. They will defend the narcissist, though they know the entire truth, and paint the narcissist as the victim and you as the abuser or the problem. I think that they do this as a form of psychological warfare. This game is really designed to keep you confused, isolated, and powerless. So how do you really handle flying monkeys? It really starts with not reacting. And I know this is like the most counterintuitive, thing to do, but in the beginning, when I sounded off my narcissist, I made a lot of posts about what he did and whatnot, and I wanted all his family members to see what he did to me, but they took my truth and twisted it and made me seem like I was emotional, I was problematic. When you go through narcissistic abuse, it pushes you to react this way. You're ready to explode, and I know all of you could relate to this. It's just something that we all go through. But the way that they shift that truth is by making it seem like you're the problem. That's when I learned the game of not reacting. If I posted things, I'd make sure they couldn't read into it. I seem to be living my best life, but not because I wanted it to seem like I was showing off on the narcissist. I wanted it to seem like I was just unbothered. Even if I was bothered, I did not let them know that I felt sad. I didn't let them know I felt depressed. I let them know, hey, I took the pain and I moved on. I'm not bothered anymore. So when I would post things, that is before I went no contact with them, I would make sure, after I learned my lesson, I'd make sure that I posted things that they couldn't read into, that they couldn't twist, that they couldn't say, hey, I was throwing this for the narcissist. I understand that it is tempting to set the record straight, which is what I did as well. I get it. I do relate. But any reaction, even if your reaction is valid, because it is, right? Even if your reaction is valid, it will fuel the narcissist story. Eventually, when you're ready, I suggest going no contact with the flying monkeys too, as they're, as I said, just as dangerous as the narcissist. A lot of people talk about going no contact with the abuser, right? The narcissistic abuser, but you need to go no contact with the flying monkeys as well. I didn't realize this at the time, and then when I saw them twisting my truth, I tried to seem very unbothered, and I sort of phased myself out of it, like, oh, I'm just so unbothered, I'm not really whatever, giving a care in the world about them. And then I just went no contact with them. I sort of transitioned myself out of it. But I suggest that you all immediately cut that cord. The longer it takes, the more effects it's gonna have. So now that we're all caught up on what a flying monkey is and how they play a part in the narcissist story, here's how we're gonna protect your peace. We already know to stay silent, because no response is the best response, and they could twist whatever you say. Also, don't post about the narcissist. As I said, I know you want to set the record straight. I know, because what was done to you, like, how could you stay silent? You want to have your part to speak as well, because they spoke on you. I get it, I do. But narcissists are different creatures, okay? And we have to deal with them differently than we would a regular toxic person. Even if it feels good in the moment to post it, it will bother you after, especially because you're gonna wonder, are they gonna twist my truth? And they will twist it, and they will report it back, and then you're gonna keep digging a bigger hole for yourself. The way in protecting your peace is, and I know it's so hard to do when I say to let it go, because you need to let time reveal the truth. Narcissists always expose themselves. They all do. I promise that. Eventually their mask that they wear, it also slips. So I know that there's a cliche saying of the truth will set you free. Believe me, it will happen. The truth does come out. Another way to protect your peace is by letting time reveal the truth. Narcissists always expose themselves. Eventually their mask slips. People will start to see the truth. Listen, I know that there's a cliche saying of the truth will set you free, and believe me, it will happen. The truth does come out. It just seems like you want to get it out there in your time. No, you have to let them reveal it, because again, if you were to tell the truth and again set that record straight, they're not going to believe you. So for example, my narcissistic ex, my COVID narcissistic ex, he was a religious leader's son. So, he seemed like a saint. He wouldn't harm a fly. So when I tried to prove to everyone that he cheated, no one believed me. At some point, I stopped trying to prove to everyone what he did to me. I let it go. Not because I was feeling much better, but I let it go because I just couldn't prove it anymore. And one glorious day, his wife, whom he cheated on me with, and married after 8 months. He got engaged to 6 months after dating and married 8 months after. He lied about that he was lying about the entire time. She decided to give a testimony in their organization, and in her testimony she gave a timeline of when she met the narcissist and how she knew about me, and she still allowed him to pursue her, and their plans to push me aside, and how they'd lie about when they met and say that they met after me, which wasn't the truth. And this just all spilled, just like that. Just like, it's like if I snap my fingers, just like that, the story that I was trying to desperately tell everyone came out. Now even the flying monkeys couldn't do anything about it, because the truth that I was saying, they were twisting all along. So I promise the truth will come out of what they did, but do not try to reveal the truth on your own. Whether you believe in God or the universe, whatever it is you believe in, trust me, what was done to you will be revealed. And by the law of reciprocity, what was done to you will happen to them. I promise that. Whatever you believe in, it will happen. Another thing to note, in order to protect your peace, is also ignore hoovering. I talk about hoovering from the narcissist, but there's also hoovering from the flying monkeys. I've experienced this as well. There is subtle hoovering. There's the happy birthdays, or maybe the random likes on your posts, like maybe little check-ins. These are all traps, right? Whenever it was my birthday, or maybe the new year, or they'd message me, hope you're doing well, whatever. And in the beginning, it felt nice. I was like, well, they're still kind. And we were friends before. But you have to remember that they're not the same friends that you were with before. They were all of a sudden attacking you. And you were left wondering if it's coming from them, or if it's that they were so convinced and manipulated by the narcissist to attack you. So they're not your friends. Don't fall for the hoovering, just like I always say, don't fall for the hoovering from the narcissist, don't fall for the hoovering from the flying monkeys. Keep your boundaries firm. They message you, do not reply. Don't even open the chat. Do not reply. They're just as weird as the narcissist. Don't give them the time of day. Don't trust them. The minute they think you're pulling away from them, as in, they're not getting a reaction from you, or you're not posting things that they could feed off or fuel the narcissist with, that's when they'd want to contact you, as in hoover you, because these are tactics to now bait you, right? So again, don't fall for any of these little gimmicks. While the narcissist may be gone, the flying monkeys can still circle you, and that's what made me get really stuck within my cycle. Like, though yes, I went no contact with the narcissist, I still felt like I was still in the relationship with him, even though we were done, even though he was with someone else, he was married to someone else. And that's because of the games that the flying monkeys play. So you're not imagining these things, you're not overreacting, you're just seeing clearly now. And that's your superpower from going through narcissistic abuse. So guys, let the narcissists expose themselves. Let the flying monkeys figure it out on their own, because they will. You don't owe them a thing. You don't owe anyone a thing, okay? Leave them, and trust me, they too will feel it eventually. Guys, if this video spoke to you, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more contents on healing from narcissistic abuse. Tell me in the comments, have you ever dealt with flying monkeys, and how did you handle it? Maybe your story could help someone else who's going through this right now. Remember, you're not alone, and we're moving from victims to survivors to victors. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you in my next video.